Truth Wins Out strongly urges Apple to dump the Exodus International iPhone app. This is an incredibly offensive organization that demeans and dehumanizes LGBT people across the globe. Exodus International is a virulently anti-gay organization. It's a group that tells young LGBT kids that they're sexually broken and perverse. This app must go. Exodus International literally demonizes people. They believe LGBT Americans suffer from the demon of homosexuality. They also believe that these demons can be extracted through the exorcism. Exodus tries to present a pretty happy face to the media, but they're rather extreme. Even their president, Alan Chambers, believes that demons are in LGBT people and Satan has much to do with homosexuality. His words speak for themselves, and Apple should have nothing to do with such extremism. Apple should also be aware that Exodus International is tied to some of the most virulent hate groups in America, hate groups that are certified by the Southern Poverty Law Center. They're also linked to author Scott Lively, who's a well-known Holocaust revisionist and wrote the pink swastika blaming the Holocaust on gay people. Exodus board member Don Schmier joined Scott Lively in Uganda to spread fear and misinformation. This led to the dreaded anti-homosexuality bill, which was condemned worldwide. Lively said when he went to Uganda, their intention was to have a nuclear bomb on the gay agenda. Needless to say, Exodus also engages in scare tactics to get people to come to its ministries. Here's an example.
A young man's exposure to the sex education of the public school is well surmised by Joe Dallas. Having begun life with a good shot at marriage and family, he may end it in his 20s on a respirator, emaciated and terrified, but with an education on sexuality from grades 1 to 12 that he can take to the grave.
Apple should also be leery of Exodus International because they harm youth. They often put vulnerable and desperate people in situations that are inappropriate sexually because they're unlicensed and unregulated.
And that very night, he took me to one of his friends' homes and did that holding therapy, which is less funny than it is in the movie. We went to his friend's house and he sat on the ground and he had me lay in his arms for a solid hour, chest to chest. And I was instructed not to move. And not to talk, but just to feel the strength of another man and smell the smell of another man. And it was supposed to replace some unmet childhood need I had. So he did other things. He asked me to take off my shirt and show me how many push-ups I could do. He asked me about my genital size and my pubic hair grooming habits. He asked me about what kind of underwear I wore, and he wanted detailed explanations of my sexual fantasies. He one time had me watch with him a movie that involved full frontal male nudity, just the two of us sitting on his guest bed, and then wanted to know how it felt afterwards, what I thought when I saw that.
Exodus International also says horrible, untrue, and derogatory things about LGBT people.
Homosexuality will disappoint you. Not just because I say so, because there's a lot of people who say so. And even if there weren't any people standing up for the truth saying that homosexuality will disappoint you because we've been there, in God's Word it says, this isn't what I created you for. I didn't create you for this. This is a counterfeit of my best. Don't defer hope by getting involved in homosexuality or continuing in homosexuality. It's deferring hope, and it will make your heart sick.
Apple should know that Exodus International has been anything but honest with this iPhone app. The organization is using the company to whitewash its past and conceal its many failures. This is an organization that caters to desperate and vulnerable people, but doesn't tell them that the co-founders of the group left their wives and married each other. Not anywhere on this app does it talk about John Polk, the former chairman of the group who was on the cover of Newsweek, and also was photographed inside of a gay bar and ran away. Again, why isn't this on the app? Exodus International's new iPhone app also promotes Love One Out, an ex-gay roadshow dedicated to spreading scientific and medical misinformation. Take a look at a few examples for yourself. Given Exodus International's reprehensible record of spreading misinformation, is it any surprise that every respected medical and mental health organization in America rejects their work? For example, the American Psychological Association says attempts to change can be harmful and there's no evidence that they work. The American Psychiatric Association says attempts to change can cause anxiety, depression, and self-destructive behavior. Now, why would Apple want to have an app that causes anxiety, depression, and self-destructive behavior? It makes no sense. Truth Wins Out strongly urges everyone watching this video to sign our petition asking Apple to remove Exodus International's offensive and scientifically bankrupt iPhone app.